Yo, what is good, ITF mob? It is your boy Booba back with the Friday overview of the week. Honestly, I'm just gonna kick it off by saying this week was a good week, but it was a slow week. So there isn't really much to go over for this week because a lot of the markets just kind of threw moves going both ways. And just kind of consolidated heavily this week. So if you were able to get some good scalping positions, that would have worked out to your favor. But otherwise, all this week I was trying to, play into the swings or the high frames and stick with those. And I was able to come out on the winning side of things for the week. So, and by winning side, I mean, if you remember my last video, I mentioned I am doing my 100K test right now. So I did end up passing the first part this week, which I could actually show you guys here. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and just pull it up so you guys see the proof. Hold on. This is my second part. So you just see here. You successfully passed Osprey funded account stage 1. That means there's only one more verification step between you and your profits, requirements, and credentials to access the verification stage 2. So basically, this was the login. I shouldn't show y'all that. I'm gonna blur it out, but yeah, basically the login's there, and they sent that to me 4 days ago. So I'm gonna blur it out. Don't even worry. But yeah, so that was for the 100K, and I'm glad to actually be on the second part. My only concern for my 100K this week was that I did take a pretty bad position at a bad time this week that almost caused the account to fail due to daily loss limit. But the positions that I was in got hit by news volatility, so I'll be going over that as well and what ended up happening. So because of that reason, now on my terminal, whenever I do plan to trade in the future, I have set times that I want to show up. And I also found out about this setting that, hold on, let me refresh this. There's a setting that actually shows me news breaker. So it tells me when the news alerts are going to be coming up in the market. I don't know when they added these. I don't like them there. I don't, if anyone knows about that, I don't know why TradingView updated their stuff like this, but it's been tripping me out. I'm gonna figure out how to get it off because this is normally there, but not this much. It's weird. But anyway, hold on a second. I just want to check one thing because it's not letting me pull this up for some reason. There we go. Okay. Appearance of trading, trade breaks. Symbol. Oh, here it is. Okay, boom. Yeah, so I had this on earlier so that now if I decide to show up to the markets, I can actually know when to avoid getting into certain trade setups due to high impact news. So this is like a separator, and it shows you what the events are going to be dealing with, whether that be interest rates or GDP, whatever the case. And this is the red news is the stuff like this bar on the side, the stuff I definitely want to avoid. So moving forward for my test sake, I'll probably be sidelining situations that are going to be dealing with that. But dude, I don't like this at all. This is so weird. I really don't like this. And you guys know I don't like trading with indicators. I like trading with naked price. So, all right. Anyway, we'll just kick it off. So starting with AU, market started off this week with a little bit of a buy. Then we had the sell down into the weeks that dropped pretty hard. And by the end of the week, we were reversing to the upside, which could have confused a lot of people to start looking for buys on the way up. So I did notice in the Academy group chat, like even today, I was in sells for AU going into the end of this day because I was expecting that by 4 we'd either be lower by 4 or it would just be pulling up to set up the next daily candle and probably test this going into the next week to then push down lower. But again, I'm sticking with the high frame, understanding that the reason why we're even going down is that the monthly is trying to go collect room down to the left side here. So when I seen price buy up for the week, it wasn't me thinking it was going to be the full reversal where like some people thought it would end up being that, because just right here, price did throw. Actually, let's take out the news events for my breakdown so it's not all in the way. During live trading, I'll have it on. But right here, you can see on this next weekly candle, price did go up from here. Slightly close passing by his previous high just a little bit. And then after this next one opened, tried to test, couldn't break it, and then went down. And now this is where we wiped out this leg. So at the time that Real Rise was looking to buy was around here, which I don't fault them because, yeah, the setup could have been that they would have tested down here and then price would have went higher. But the reason why I still stayed in was because they weren't respecting their structure for that to play out. So we had a low here, a high here, and price came and wiped out the low. This is about the area we were looking for that buy, thinking for that retest, which isn't, again, it's still valid. This is just a good example of how traders can see things both ways and just be on the wrong side of things in a split moment. So that wouldn't have been a bad setup either. But again, we're high TF, we're high time frame. So I stuck it out and I was like, okay, if this doesn't respect on the 4 hour, I knew that by just this breaking, this next push down should continue to break the for the lower legs. And you can see again, like all the positions I took on AU were always in favor of what the swing might be doing. So at the beginning of the week, I bought into the buy too early. So price went the other way, wiped out this leg, set a new swing low. And then price then when it was coming down to the swing low, I was thinking that price was going to retest and break through to continue down. So that's when price threw a reversal. They collected profits that they were selling off for about the past week because we go to that previous candle. And this is what I mean by you never know if the week's going to start with the fake off or if it's going to start with just a straight up buy. So that last week right here came down. We had price come up against it a little bit, then spike down. And then towards the end of this week, that was when we had all the buying. So 14. So about Tuesday, Wednesday, we had that reversal move, which set up this high, this new swing high. And then now we're looking for the price to trail down to break this swing low. So I'll be looking for sells next week on AU. If price does tend to find a way to respect this swing low, then I'll be looking to then buy from this low. But in the meantime, for as long as I see the monthly trying to kind of make that move down, because we had that retest twice here, I could see price continue down to break through. So just a matter of time. We'll see if we get back to our TP2 zone on the daily. And if not, it's all good. If we do, then we know what price might be due for another push down if it breaks past this level. So we're going to go over to GU. GU kind of did a similar thing here. I know on AU and GU, one of them I did profit on the buy when it did reverse. I'm pretty sure it was actually AU. I got a full 3% close on this one. But there was a couple, like the GU, I'm pretty sure was correlated, but I missed it. So here was a sell that popped off at the beginning of the week. I didn't get active on Sunday. Sunday, it just ripped right down just alongside with AU. So they pretty much did the same. Price came up and tested or came up to retest this previous high. So I thought it was probably going to reverse from this weekly low. So I look for the buy position up a little bit higher, but price only went so high before finally dropping in favor of the sell again, and then it swung a little bit lower. So now this became the new swing low, and then price threw its reversal for the midweek reversal. So by this time, I'm pretty sure my stops were at break even, and when price was reversing, this is when I looked for that buy opportunity alongside AU going into the London session. So price spikes up and leaves us the swing high. Again, I'm pretty sure I missed that one, but either way, it was all good because the main reason why I was even able to pass the 100K, the first side of it, was that I was in these cells all together. Okay. And when they went in my favor just a little bit, let's see, even this one went in my favor a little bit, I was able to close out the profits from these 4 trades that allowed me to pass the 100K. So that's basically what I ended up doing, was like using multiple positions and then making sure that I used risk management. So I was putting up 4% of risk for a return, a potential return of 12% of gain. So as you know, I always generally go for 3-to-1s, and you can see here all those setups were 3-to-1. So even price going about 1% in favor of all 4 can complete a 3% trade as well. So that's just a way you can kind of compound your positions. And that's what I generally do on slow weeks like this. So that's how I was able to pass the first part. The second part of the test, though, I'm actually down about 1%. I got up to 3% on it, and then I lost that 3% by dealing with the new spikes that hit on the markets. So the spikes that hit, right, where these were actually the spikes that hit. These were the spikes that hit. Yep. I remember now because I was looking for buys at about 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on GU, on AU. I had these positions set up and the market literally shot news, or it had a high impact US dollar news, which caused this spike downwards. So it must have gained strength in that moment. And then after that took me out. And as these got taken out, I closed out the positions early so that I could actually just so that I could protect the account, because I knew if they all hit, I think there's a couple more buys too that did it like this. Let's see. This was another one. So yeah, it was a lot of buys that I was taking in that moment. And I didn't notice the news. So when it hit, yeah, it spiked against, and then I got out in time to where I could just watch. And once I watched, I came back later on and then seeing that they were just throwing a spike on all these charts. But yeah, I was mainly dealing with GU, AU, GJ, and AJ this week. So on AJ, you can just see here, those were the sells that helped me pass. These are the buys that I thought were going to swing into the next test. Didn't work out. Kind of got back to that same zone. I expected it to continue this time because this seemed like a double bottom to me, but that's just because price didn't close below these wicks. So I'm thinking it's respecting structure to continue, but it got here and respected this. So I was looking for the next sell down again by the end of this week. So you can see this is the 17th here, and this is where price ended off for the day. So if we go back up to the week and see how the motions were, it was like I said, these were just in very weird areas to be dealing with. So if I go up to the monthly, overall, we do see AJ does need to buy up more. There's more liquidity they got to collect on this left side. So for me, I'm just like, all right, with just how this weekly candle looked, just going up first and then dropping, I was like, this either is going to come lower in test and take some time to make it look like it's going to bounce, or it's just going to throw down like a wick and then just get out of here this week or next week. So that was why towards the end of the week, when it started kind of selling back down, I was using the dailies to just kind of see like, okay, since we're back up here, are we going to trail back down to this wick on the daily, or are we just going to respect this and then next week's daily is going to drop, respect this low, and then continue up? So it's all, again, it's chess not checkers. It's all situational and just waiting for price to play off your lines, because then you get more clarity on where price is heading. One thing I wish I would have done more this week was just kind of adjust my swing high and swing low lines a little bit more, because I would have been able to catch myself. I would have been able to catch, in a way, smaller moves, more pocket moves. But at the end of the day, you don't always want to overtrade like this. And this was a fair pace, right? Like on each pair, you'll notice most times I have anywhere from like 3 to 5 positions by the end of the week. That's a fair pace for like intraday and scalping. But if we're talking about like swinging, you would want to do a lot less orders. So because you would basically just want to go with your daily, your weekly, and then your 4 hour, and just use that, right? So you just buy and then just hold and let it go. So it's all up to the person. UJ and GJ were kind of in the same boat. So we can see here with GJ, if we go up to our weekly, the candle threw down that wick. Now it looks like price wants to continue. We know the monthly still has room left. So we could honestly, by the end of this month, because it is the 17th, it's the middle of the month. So it doesn't surprise me that the market was throwing a lot of trap moves and going both ways. So by the end of this month, we could actually just see price be more bullish, which means there could be an opportunity for a lot of buys, or it may continue moving sideways going into the next month. So based off this last weekly candle, I could expect that this next one might open and just continue or drop a test to this wick. And then if it respects it, then we can buy from the lows. So we'll see if we get that opportunity. But based off just how the daily is structured right now, this looks like the retest. This looks like they grabbed what they could. So this is where they set their swing low. And now we're near our swing high here. If I go down my 4 hour, the structure is kind of lining up to continue up. So yeah, this was, again, the sells that helped me pass. This was the buys that led to that new spike happening. I got out. Then I looked to buy into this. It went in my favor a little bit, came back, and then stopped me out. Actually, I got out of this a little early and got a little bit of profits out of that. And AJ, same thing. I just ended up closing this early to not take a full hit. So yeah, like I said, this week was choppy. UJ, this was one of my winners for the week as well. At night when I did buy AJ and GJ right here with these positions. Oh, hold up. When I bought this position on GJ and this position on AJ, I did actually place this sell as well on UJ. So it was the opposite. So in that moment, me knowing this was the high probable setup in that moment, I should have known that these should have correlated, which they ended up selling down that night. So they ended up being losers. I lost 2%, and then this ended up being a full 3% trade. So I made like 3,200 off this. That helped recover those losses and another 1,000. So this was a pretty clutch one. I tried to then sell in again in the morning, but it only went so far before it reversed. So like I said, this market was throwing moves both ways a lot this week. So it's going to happen. You just got to get used to it. But if I wasn't, again, respecting my 1% risk and using my stop loss and pacing myself day to day, I would have been screwed and probably blew my account within all this movement. So it's all about doing the math and again, timing yourself right on when you need to be getting in, so that at least when you get in, prices going in your favor a little bit, so you can kind of deal with managing what may happen after it goes in your favor. So this is a big reason why a lot of these trades, if you would have just put at break even when they went your way a bit, maybe 10 pips or so, you would have not taken any losses at all. You see, so if I was more disciplined about let's move it to break even every time, even despite losing the money after seeing it be gained, don't be discouraged by that. It's better than actually taking any kind of a loss. So, with me having the experience, I like to give my trades room and then wait till it's certain that it's in my favor before moving it to break even. But that's not always going to be the case in the market. So especially when you have live accounts, you want to try to be as diligent and disciplined as possible. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this week's analysis and overview. I wanted to keep it short today because I didn't want to go too hand. There wasn't too much to talk about really, but as far as our monthly outlooks, it is safe to say that now that we're in the middle of the month going into the end of this month, we may get the closeout looks of our monthly candles. So I expect these to probably be up near the weekly highs by the end of this month to show more buyers momentum. But if not, then I will definitely be looking for these sells and big buys going into next month. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave any feedback for any updates that I may be able to add to this channel. I'm still constantly watching my content to just see what I can improve on. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, and just show some love, show some support, that'd be greatly appreciated. At this point right now, I'm just kind of still really focused on the testing side of things because I don't want to be promoting strategies that aren't also benefiting me in my day-to-day. So if I can show you guys how I'm able to get my managed funded accounts, things like that, that'll help you guys have more confidence in what I'm teaching here. But at the end of the day, you guys are seeing the live proof and the transparency of how the week-to-week basis goes when you do trade live. So again, you guys have a great day. Thank you for coming through, and peace out. Hi, TF Mom.